Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cooks by Carrie. If you're new here, I'm Carrie, and for today's Foodie Friday video, I'm sharing how to make these delicious vanilla cupcakes. Today's recipe comes from the Magnolia Bakery Cookbook. I've used this a lot recently, love it, and for today's recipe, you are going to need 3 cups or 345 grams of cake flour, 1 3/4 of a teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon baking soda, a half a teaspoon salt, 1 cup or 240 grams of whole milk, a half a cup or 115 grams of sour cream, 1 cup, which is 2 sticks, or 226 grams of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1 1/2 cups or 300 grams of granulated sugar, 1 3/4 of a teaspoon pure vanilla extract, 4 egg whites. You're going to need some buttercream, which I show in a different video, which I've linked down below. And you might want some sprinkles for decoration. And that is all. To start off this recipe, I'm going to combine my flour, salt, baking powder, baking soda in a bowl and mix with a whisk until just combined. At this point, you also want to preheat your oven to 325 degrees. Now in a small bowl, I'm going to combine my milk and my sour cream until it is one smooth mixture and there are no clumps of sour cream within the milk. This step is in preparation for later when one of the last steps is to pour in the liquid, and instead of having to do sour cream separate from the milk, this is just an easier way of doing it. So I'm going to go in back with my whisk and mix it all up. While we're here, let's chat. I haven't been on this channel in like a month. That feels really weird because I was posting so often. But I've been really busy. I had a bunch of tests for school and stuff. But the videos are back on. You'll see me weekly for our Foodie Fridays. I want to thank everyone who has recently subscribed to me. We have about 222 subscribers at the moment I'm filming this. And that is just so wonderful. We're getting closer to 1,000. I know it's far away, but I believe that we can do it. And on my sugar cookie video, we hit 15,000 views. That is incredible. So amazing. So I just want to thank you all for the support on the channel while I was gone. And just, give a reason why I wasn't here. But you should expect more videos from me soon. And comment down below what you'd like to see next. If you want to see like a chocolate cupcake or something healthier or, whatever you want to see, I want to make. So put that in the comments down below. Now in a separate bowl, I'm going to mix together my sugar, my butter, and my vanilla. Now I forgot to show my vanilla in the original video with all of the ingredients, original clip, but I'm using some vanilla bean paste. This is completely extravagant, over the top. You do not need this. I was actually all out of vanilla, so I didn't have any on hand, so I just used this. Basically, vanilla bean paste is just like a more thick version of vanilla where you can like see the vanilla beans in it. You can see them throughout whatever dessert you bake with, but it's completely extra. Just use whatever vanilla you have on hand. Any will work. Also, I just eyeballed mine and I probably did way too much, but I mean, I love vanilla, so it's okay. So anyway, also the recipe had mentioned to use a stand mixer for this. However, for my videos, I love showing you guys what I make with my hand mixer because I feel like it's just easier to show you. So this is kind of a little bit modified. Everything still turned out perfect, so if you don't have a stand mixer, you can make do. I mean, theoretically, you could even whisk this yourself, but I really do not recommend that because, honestly, even holding the hand mixer sometimes tires out my arms after a little while. So I'd recommend going in with a stand mixer or a hand mixer. And then just break it up as you need to, and just keep mixing until it's all nice and smooth. Alrighty guys, before I continue with this video, please subscribe, leave that thumbs up, comment down below what you'd like to see next, and share this video with a friend. I have a goal of 1,000 subscribers, so if you could all please help me out with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Alrighty, let's continue with the video. Alrighty, it's several minutes later, and you can see that I have gotten the mixture to look all nice and smooth like this. I've shown in past videos how it looks to mix, and I just felt like it would be kind of boring for you guys to watch, so I'm just moving on to the next step. But you're basically just going to beat that butter for 3 to 5 minutes until it looks nice and smooth like this. And then this liquid you see me pouring in is liquid egg whites. You can find them, I think, normally at most grocery stores. They're in a container, and it'll just say like liquid egg whites. And I find this is way easier to use than cracking open the eggs, because while you can totally do that, I don't really have a good use for egg yolks. I know you can make like I think some souffles and some other desserts, but I don't really have the time to make those desserts right now, and I just didn't want to waste the yolk, so that's why I'm going in with this liquid egg yolk that looks a little bit different. Now, during this step two, you're gonna notice that I found you're supposed to go slowly, little bits at a time, and I found that I started doing that first, and then I got a little bit more, and then my I almost call it a dough. It's not a dough. My batter started looking kind of like curdled almost at the end. So if this happens to you guys, know that it's completely normal, because my cupcakes turned out fantastic. So any like I don't know, almost like curdling that you see, I don't know if curdling's the right word. It's just very separated and very clumpy almost. It's gonna be okay. So just stick with it. So yeah, during this step, pour in the egg whites slowly at a time, mix until well incorporated. See, that was you'll see in a clip that I just poured in way too much at a time. So slowly but surely, it'll come together. Now it is time to add in the flour and the milk and sour cream mixture. Now, most cupcakes recipes do this thing where first you add in the flour, a third of the flour, then you mix, then you do half of the wet, mix, a third of the flour, mix, rest of the wet, mix, rest of the dry. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning behind this is, but I have seen it in like basically every single cupcake recipe. So, I just follow along, and I'm just going slowly at a time, and just want to get it all incorporated, get all those side bits in, and just mix until it's all one beautiful mixture. And one thing you'll notice if you've never made cupcakes before is that the batter is pretty it's not very thick. It's like a little bit thick, but it's not super thick. It's more like a runny batter, and that's completely normal. The first time I made cupcakes, which was like several years ago, I was like, wow, it's pretty thin, but it's actually supposed to be that way. So if you're a little bit surprised at the consistency, I'm sure you're just on track. Now it is time to line your cupcake tray. This cupcake recipe makes, I almost said 42, no, 24 cupcakes. So it's going to take 2 trays, or I only own one muffin pan, so it's going to take 2 times of this. So I'm just putting the liners. You can use whatever liners you like. I'm using these kind of like fun, they're almost like firework, kind of confetti liners, and also some pink liners, and just rotating between the colors, but you can use whatever you want here. You can also use like reusable liners, really whatever you want. Or if you don't have liners, just spray the pan with some Pam or some oil, pat it down, good to go. And now it is time to fill up the pan. What I'm taking is an ice cream scoop, and I'm making sure that's not going to spill, and then I'm pouring it into the cupcake liners. Now, I recommend using an ice cream scoop if you have one available to you, because I just feel like it makes it so much easier, and it's like the perfect size. This ice cream scoop specifically has this nice like you see the thing on the side. I for some reason the name is blanking, but like you can press it, and then the batter comes right out. I find this so incredibly helpful. But if you don't have this, I have two other solutions. Number one, you can go in with 2 spoons, or really just 1 spoon, one big spoon. Or you can take the batter, put it all into a big Ziploc bag, cut a hole at the bottom of the Ziploc bag, and then like pipe it into the batter into all the muffin liners. That works incredibly well too. So it's really just whatever you want. Also, something to note, you don't need to double up on your liners. You can just use one and everything will be okay. And like some of my liners, they kind of like popped in a little bit, like you just saw that one, but it's gonna be alrighty. It's gonna be fine. And then you can see like these ones are a little smaller. I think you can foam up a little bit more, but I would say like 3/4 of the way full, something like that. Not over the top, but you can fill them up like most of the way. Now it is time to put the cupcakes into the oven. They're going in at 325 degrees, and they're going to be in there for about 20 to 22 minutes. Mine, I think, took about 25, but start checking after 20. Honestly, start checking after 15. And now it's time to take the cupcakes out of the oven. They looked so delicious. I was so excited to try one and decorate them and do all the fun cupcake decorating things. They don't look cooked, but I promise you they are. I stuck a toothpick in and it came out clean. Okay, now it's time for the fun part, the icing. Here's how it's gonna work. Also, the icing I'm not showing in this video, but I have showed it in a video before that I've linked down below. You start on the outside, and then you're gonna make a swirl into the center, and then when you reach the center, you're gonna keep going a little bit up so you can see the technique. Start on the outside, go around, keep going around, and go pop up at the top. Here you'll see again, I won't talk for this one. So around like a circle, all the way in, and then when you get to that center, go up a little bit more. And if you're wondering, Carrie, aren't this icing gonna melt off of these cupcakes? Well, I have a little trick for you. When your cupcakes get right out of the oven, take a tray. It could be like any type of tray, preferably maybe something you'd use in your oven, but it's not hot. Plop the cupcakes onto the tray. Take them out carefully. Place them in the freezer for 15-ish minutes. The cupcakes get cold, perfect for decorating. Because if you start icing the cupcakes when they're hot, the icing will just melt right off and it will be a big disaster. So you really want to make sure that when you take the cupcakes out, if you have room in your freezer, make sure it's not going under anything directly because then it could melt like whatever's in there. But take a tray, cupcakes in, pop them in the freezer, 10 to 15 minutes, golden. And the final step, the sprinkling step. I'm taking some non-Perrier sprinkles and I'm just plopping them on the top. You can use any type of sprinkle. You don't even need to use this type of sprinkle. But I just feel like it makes it a little bit cuter, a little bit fancier. I don't know. It's just wonderful. Now, for this step, if you're not filming, which you probably aren't, I would recommend that you do this over the sink or a trash can because all these sprinkles, they go everywhere and then you have to clean them all up. So that's my chefy tip right here. And look how beautiful they are. They were so delicious. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. And that's the video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at Cooks by Carrie. I post lots of photos of the food I cook. And I will see you on next Friday for a new Foodie Friday video. Bye, guys.